Hi, my name is Brett Gestrost. Welcome to Faces of Compassion blog show, and I have Leif Hanson here. Hi, Lee. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. And can you tell the viewers about what is it that your business is?
I'm Leif Hanson. I'm with Sacred Circle Ministry. My wife and I, the Reverend Kristen Burkhardt Hanson, decided that in this turbulent world, couples have trouble holding together, marriages have trouble holding together.
Mm-hmm.
So we become couples recovery coaches.
Okay, excellent. And what is the name of your business?
It is Sacred Circle Ministry.
Excellent. And I know that both you and your wife are really excited about something. And if you could share with the viewers what you're actually going to be launching this coming weekend, actually.
I would love to share.
Okay.
This Sunday at 7 p.m., Sacred Circle Ministry is going to be launching Heart to Heart with the Hansons. It's going to be basically couples coaching show. It's a radio show. We're going to discuss the ins and outs of couples.
Excellent.
In this day and age. This show, I believe, is going to start out with a little bit about us, get to know us a little better.
Okay, excellent. And I think that's like a perfect tie-in to the conversation. You just recently graduated from the life coaching program at Southwest Institute of the Healing Arts,
yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah,
yes,
excellent.
It's very, very.
And part of that process was discovering about ourselves. Wouldn't you say that'd be right?
Oh yes, definitely.
And what has your overall experience been about coming here at Southwest Institute of the Healing Arts?
You know, originally my wife had enrolled before me, and she had been in the program, and there were still issues with communication between the two of us.
Yeah.
I was not on board. I didn't understand the language.
Sure.
I didn't understand the methodology.
Yes.
You get to a point where, you know what, I want to know what it's about.
Oh, sure.
I want to make strides in my marriage.
Yeah.
And that's what brought me here.
Excellent.
That propelled me forward, and I would say within weeks, I really found a change in my perspective in my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I addressed my wife and the way I listened, that was the biggest thing I learned in life coaching. Life coaching is about asking questions and listening for the answer.
Excellent. And I know that there is something that you really identified in relationships that you wanted to share about. That you wanted to share about. You wanted to really focus about, and that is with men and relationships. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure can. My primary focus in Sacred Circle Ministry is going to be towards the men's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as men,
yes,
we're expected to fill certain stereotypes, certain
yes,
roles, and society thrusts stuff upon us that perhaps 100 years ago
yes,
didn't matter.
Uh-huh.
I would like to bring things back to the man having responsibility for his actions,
mm-hmm,
having honor,
right,
and bringing that home to the responsibility for his family, and this will trickle down through his community as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's my vision for what I'm going to be doing with the business.
Excellent. You know, and I can agree personally, being a love coach, going through the life coaching program and stuff like that. And a lot of people looked at me and it's like, why would you want to be a love coach? And it really does come down to what you're saying is about men not wanting to feeling comfortable, not wanting or not feeling exactly comfortable, being able to communicate how we feel. And it really comes down to some really basic things about vulnerability.
Sure does.
And we're bred as men to have certain ways of doing things and having certain expectations. We provide for our family, we do these things, but when it comes to sharing about how we feel, what's going on with us, that's where the women were raised to take care of that, nurture and be there. And what I ultimately hear you're saying is defining who we are, how we can show up in our relationship with our significant other, with our wife, and work together as a unit, as opposed to work differently where we're not communicating and we're really not moving our relationship forward. It's like man and beast. And you really can't have a relationship like that. I believe that's why sometimes why there's a high divorce rate and why people really struggle, and sometimes why we turn to an addiction or we turn to other issues, because we really can't identify and be able to communicate what's most important to us. Would you say that's true?
I would say that's true. I would say, you know, that's one of the personal responsibilities you bring to a relationship with your partner, with your wife.
Yeah.
However you go forward, even in the dating world,
Oh.
a man is supposed to bring forward, you know, I believe we will also have room for couples that you're not going to have to be married.
Oh,
you
yes.
could be dating, you could be working on a relationship. We've had experience in relationships prior. I'm divorced and remarried, so I have a whole lifetime there of experience of what I would have done different and what could have been done different.
Now, as your experience has been, Leif, as far as coming to Southwest Institute of the Healing Arts and seeing a diversity group of other life coaches and other people from other walks of life, would you say that even people that are dating, what about other people that, and we hear about it all the time, that might be gay or might be confused on who they are? Would these people be people that could be on your show as well?
I believe so. Pretty much a relationship is two people that
Exactly.
care about each other. They make a commitment to each other.
Sure.
That they're going to put the other person
Yes.
above the rest of the people.
Exactly.
That is where a relationship begins, by saying you're special and I'm going to put you in a special place. Honoring that commitment is the basis of creating the coaching around this.
Exactly. You know, and the reason I really brought that up is there's just a lot of people that feel that, well, if I'm not in a relationship or I'm not married in a husband and wife, can I call you? Can I get your support? And I know myself personally, being gay myself, I'm not thinking for myself so much, but I'm really thinking about my viewers. They're probably thinking the same thing.
Sure.
Can we reach out to you? So I'm just really opening up that door, and that vulnerability and putting yourself out there. You don't know unless you ask.
Right.
So you really want to include everybody, and that's what the message that I was really getting is that you just really want to include everybody, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done. I think, let's face it, a lot of people that have had alcohol problems, drug problems, you name it, whatever it is, food addictions, they're so afraid for people to see them and accept them so they can heal and be a productive member of society and being loved unconditionally.
Right, and part of that is, you know, how you arrive in the relationship. Being authentic is being who you are.
Oh,
and that's
yes.
being true to your feelings.
Oh, yes.
And being there for that other person.
Leif, I knew when I interviewed you, you have tremendous insight. You listen incredibly well. That's a lot of things that I do with my clients. It's all about authenticity. And if you cannot be yourself and you cannot speak your truth,
Right.
then you're missing out on some significant relationships. And I can share this, and when I wrap this up here, is that I experienced that my whole life. I had lived by trying to hide and trying not to be myself because I was so concerned about what other people thought. And I'm sure you've had experiences in your life
Sure.
that we all fall into that place, that even with your relationship with your wife, prior to coming here, it was really easy to try to put on that mask.
Right.
And try to just be the macho, or whatever you want to call it, just to get by, and it really hurts our relationship, right?
Sure does. Sure does. You know, it's not being authentic. You can put on a happy face, but if you're not doing the work on the back end, you're not going to be happy.
No, absolutely not. And that's the thing that I really like about coaching others, but the personal development that I continually strive to do on myself every day and read countless books, is that as long as I'm doing what I need to do for me, it's a reflection in the mirror of what I'm sharing with the clients I have and the people that I'm working. And even being on this blog show, you can't fake it. I always thought I was a chameleon. I always thought that I could say the right things, be the right person. But at the end of the day, people already know who you are. Does that make sense?
And you need to be comfortable with who you are.
Exactly, and if you can't be, then you can't be an absolute reflection to other people. You can't make a difference.
Right.
If you're a phony. And I always never like to admit that, and I lived a lot of my life being a phony because that's what I knew.
Right.
You can't blame anybody, you got to take responsibility, and it's not my parents' fault. They did the best they did. However, I have a second chance, and I believe we all have second chances. It's what we choose to do that. And I'm really honored to have you on my show today. And not only that, having a radio show, being able to impact and affect other couples, and coming together with your wife and seeing what she chose to do with her life and how you're impacting others is absolutely incredible. So Leif, how can the audience be able to get a hold of you? Do you have an email address or?
You could email me at leif@sacredcircle.com.
Excellent.
Or if you want to just stop by the website at www.sacredcircle.com. You'll be able to see both Kristen and I, see what's coming up.
Excellent.
What radio shows are coming up.
And when is going to be the first radio show? Just to leave the viewers with that information.
Okay, you heard it here first. It's going to be Sunday at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Sunday at 7 o'clock, and this is going to be
Arizona time.
Arizona time. It's going to be in Gilbert, right?
In Gilbert, out of Gilbert, Arizona.
All right, fantastic. And again, I want to thank you so much.
We're going to be on Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, go ahead.
Heart Hanson. And I believe you can search on Blog Talk and pull it up. So blogtalkradio.com/HeartHeartHanson. And you should be able to pull our radio show up, or we're going to have shortcuts on the website.
All right, fantastic. So if anything else, they definitely can go to your website.
Sure can.
To get that information, and they can also email you.
Sure can.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, not a problem.
And Leif, it was definitely a pleasure having you on the show.
Pleasure
and again,
being here.
viewers, thank you so much for watching Faces of Compassion blog show. Have yourself a wonderful day.